Hey guys, Thunder E here and welcome to our Samsung Galaxy S7 What You Need to Know video. Now, of course, it's that time of the year where rumors have been running rampant about the Galaxy S7. We do know that Samsung is going to be announcing something at MWC in February on the 21st. So here, of course, is that video giving you all the information, put all those rumors together and telling you exactly what we think will be in the Galaxy S7. So let's kick things off with the very first thing. Samsung is returning back to Qualcomm chipsets. Yes, we've heard different rumors and rumblings. We now know that Samsung will be manufacturing some Snapdragon 820 chipsets for Qualcomm as part of their fabrication unit. So we do know that Samsung will be using the 820 chipset for some of the devices, which means in the US here, we'll be getting Galaxy S7 with a Qualcomm 820, and then other parts of the world, like of course, Korea and Europe, will be getting the Exynos 8890. Now, the 820 has been touted as a very good chipset. All the issues have gone away from last year, and of course, they're now using the RM reference design. They're using more of their own chipset design here, so it's going to be a better chipset. We hope so. So we gladly know that's going to be there. We know it's going to continue with 4 gigs of RAM on the device. It will also sport a 5.1-inch display for the Galaxy S7, and that display will be a 2K display. No 4K displays yet for Samsung devices, but it will be a 2K display. Now here's where things change up a little bit. Now we do know that there are going to be actually 3 variants of the Galaxy S7. It's going to be an S7, S7 Edge, and S7 Edge Plus. Changing things from last year. Last year we had the S6 Edge Plus launch with the Galaxy Note 5. This time it's going to launch together with the Galaxy S line. So we're going to have 3 devices. You're wondering, why isn't there a Galaxy S7 Plus? Because pretty much S7 Plus is a Galaxy Note, just without the S Pen. So it makes more sense to have 3 devices, a regular S7, Edge S7, as well as an Edge Plus S7 device there. So that's something that's really cool and interesting. Now moving on to the camera. This is the interesting part. Samsung is now going to be going with a 12 megapixel camera. And you're wondering, wait, my Note 5 has a 16 megapixel camera, and I believe my S6 also had a 16 megapixel. Why are we going down to 12? I mean, what's going on here? What's the regression? Well, don't fear, not to worry here. Samsung is doing a couple of things. They're going with a 1/2-inch sensor, which would be the largest sensor right now in the smartphone. I think it might be either larger than what we have in Lumia 1020. I can't remember the sensor size, but it's getting up there in size. So it's a 1/2-inch sensor, which would be pretty good, which means you're going to get more light coming in, taking better photos. That's the first thing. Also, it's using the dual photo diode technology, which Samsung has now trademarked as bright cell technology. So we'll see how that works. Basically, of course, megapixels are not everything. It's how you capture light, and it's gonna have an f-stop of 1.7 f-stop. So that's actually pretty good. From all intents and purposes, this camera will be shooting really well. Now it will shoot at 4K, of course. You'll be able to do 4K. You'll also be able to do 60 frames per second at 1080p. Now the front-facing camera, we don't know. Samsung's traditionally gone with a 5 megapixel. I'm thinking they might move up to an 8 megapixel camera. Again, this is just my suggestion here, but I think it's an 8 megapixel camera in there. Now when it comes to the battery, Samsung heard a lot from people last year, and rumors of the battery will go up to 3,000 milliamps, and I think it would actually move up close to about 3,000. It might be 29 something, but I think that's about it. To give you better battery life on there, which is actually from something pretty cool. Now there's going to be quick charging 3.0, which rumors are stating it will charge 83% up in 30 minutes, which is actually pretty fast. But how do you achieve that? That's where the interesting part comes up. A lot of the mock-ups, and even the mock-up I'm using right now, basically show that the S7 will be using micro USB for charging. But I think Samsung is going to change that to USB Type-C. USB Type-C has a better bandwidth for it, of course, and can definitely support that. So we can definitely going to see that in the Galaxy S7. Now, in terms of other things fans want, there will be no removable battery because the design, I think, is really locked into that now. And also, when it comes to micro SD expansion, that is really a toss-up. I really have no idea. From the mock-ups we've seen, there's only one SIM card tray. It might be a dual tray that supports a micro SD card. I do not know, but I think Samsung has kind of hinted that they might be getting micro SD card support in this device. So I'll put it as a toss-up. They might be, they might not be, and they might give you some more online storage on the Galaxy S7. Now, things we know that they're going to improve. They're going to improve the fingerprint sensor, of course, which is on the home button. It needs to be much faster, more receptive. We've seen companies like Huawei make much faster, quite receptive fingerprint scanners. So I think the one on the Galaxy S7 is going to be much improved. Samsung Pay is also going to expand to more territories, as we would expect there for something from Samsung. Who knows, they might have accessories for other devices. I've always said this, that Samsung should make an Samsung Pay case that will work for the iPhone, because the company they bought actually could do stuff like that. We're going to see a lot of integration with Internet of Things in terms of connectivity with other devices quite seamlessly from your cell phone. And now the other thing also is the software. A lot of rumblings towards the end of last year stated that Samsung actually has spoken to Google, and a lot of Google engineers are coming to help clean up the code for TouchWiz. So TouchWiz is still going to be there. It's not going to run away, but I think you're going to see a much improved version of TouchWiz, especially now that Samsung has pretty much said, hey, look, Google, we need your help. So come in to help us clean this up, which is going to be a huge improvement. I like to see that as it moves forward, especially the aggressive task switching, which of course Juan always complains about, and I definitely agree with him there on that one. But I think you see some of that there. In terms of waterproofing, that's something a few people have asked about. I don't think it will be there. I think there might be, there will be waterproofing coating on the device. They might not state it. I don't think it's to the levels of the Galaxy S5, where of course you could almost dunk that thing in water and you would be fine. So what do we have for the Galaxy S7? Just to quickly summarize everything I've stated. It's going to either support, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820, as well as the Exynos 8890. Both of them, of course, are the two new processors from Samsung and Qualcomm. And the 820, of course, will be in the S7 here on stateside. We're going to have three variants of the Galaxy S7, the S7, the S7 Edge, and the S7 Edge Plus. Those are the three variants. There won't be an S7 Plus, because that doesn't make any sense for Samsung, because that's pretty much a no. We'll have 4 gigs of RAM. It also will have a 12 megapixel camera with bright cell technology, which is what Samsung is calling, but it will have a 1/2 inch sensor on there. Bigger sensor, more light. Basically, you can capture all the goodness coming in. We'll support, I guess I said, 4 gigs of RAM. In terms of storage, which I didn't mention earlier, we're going to see the continuation of 32, 64, 128. Samsung may even jump it up and just say 64 and up. Hopefully that happens, but it will start at 32 gigabytes of storage, 4 gigs of RAM. The battery will be close to a 3,000 milliamp battery. I'm thinking about 29 something is what Samsung will put it at. It will also have fast charging built in there, and that will support USB Type-C. That is my inclination. It will also have wireless charging built in, and fast wireless charging will be taken to the next level again from Samsung here. Now, in terms of software, we're going to see a cleanup of software with them working with Google to make things a little bit much smoother, of course, running Android 6.0. So there you have it. That is all that I think will happen with the Galaxy S7, guys. So if you have any questions or any comments, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think will be in the Galaxy S7? When will it launch? I've almost forgot to mention that it will launch. It will be the launch date, at least the launch announcement date, will be the 21st of February, and I think it will launch pretty quick in about 2 weeks or so after that. So the first week of March probably makes sense for a launch date for the Galaxy S7. So there you have it, guys. Again, let me know your thoughts. I want to know what you think. Do you think all those things I mentioned will be in the S7? Do you think we'll have a 12 megapixel camera? Do you think we'll have USB Type-C on this, 8 megapixel front-facing camera? Do you think we'll have front-firing speakers? No, it doesn't look like that away from, of course, the mock-ups. But I want to hear your thoughts. Leave them down below, and always enjoy your entertainment, and definitely subscribe to the channel.